welcome to my kitchen. My name is Sherry. We've got lots of exciting stuff going on today. I've got a special guest later on, but first I want to give a big shout out to Matthew over on Who's Your Daddy channel. That's Hoosier as in the state of Indiana, so Hoosier, I believe it is. So check him out because he was the inspiration for the burger that we're getting ready to make today. We're going to be making a jalapeno popper cheeseburger. So basically he went to Hardee's and they had a big fried, I think they call it a big fried cheeseburger. So it's a big piece of, it's like a big mozzarella stick on top of a burger. And like he said, why haven't people thought of this sooner? I don't know. So I had to go get one for myself and I thought it was pretty good. It really was good, but I thought I can do one better. So I decided instead of like a mozzarella cheese stick or whatever cheese they had in, I decided to do a jalapeno popper. So this is what we are making today. We've got a bun with some special sauce I made. We have lettuce, tomato. We put bacon on it too. So that obviously, you know, that kicked it up a notch. We've got some jalapenos. We've got our burger. And then I used a pepper jack cheese to make ours. Look at this. I mean, that is something to look at, isn't it? So we're getting ready to get started. But before we do, if you're new here, you love new, unique recipes, you like tips and tricks for your kitchen, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to get started on these fabulous burgers is to make our burger patties and get our grill going because the burgers are flame broiled. So I want to show you guys my grill real quick. This thing is fabulous because, well, number one, it has these little mats you can put in here. So this keeps me from having to clean the whole thing. But it's got its grate in here and it actually has, I don't know what you call this, an electrical component. But the cool thing is you can plug it in, you can use it indoors, or you can put charcoal in it and you can use it outdoors. So it is a really, really cool thing to have. So I'm going to put the lid back on here and I'm going to hand this off to the grill master outside. I'm going to give this to my husband. He's going to cook our burgers today after I get the patties made up. So I'm going to hand this off to him. Okay, so our burgers are on the grill cooking away. The next thing we want to give some thought to is what kind of bun we want to put it on. So they had theirs on, it was just kind of a really soft buttery bun. So I decided to go with a brioche and I just picked these up at Aldi's. And because there was a 6 count in here, I changed the size of my patties and I made 6 patties. So they're probably 1/3 of a pound versus 1/4 of a pound. And these are already split. I'm going to set those aside and we're actually going to toast those. We want to make sure they're nice and toasty. And so that way the buns don't get soggy from either the grease or the sauce or anything else. Tomatoes, whatever it may be. So the other thing I'm going to put on here, they had tomato and lettuce. So I've got some, I don't know if I picked up butter or Boston lettuce. I think this might be Boston. I'm not sure. And I sliced up some tomatoes. And then they have a sauce on there. I'm not quite sure what it is. If it's I think they called it a spicy star because Hardee's has the star, a spicy star sauce. I don't know. So I decided we're just going to do Thousand Island because that's like close to Big Mac sauce, right? That's always good on a burger. And because they said it was spicy, I'm just going to put some sriracha in here and we'll see how this tastes. I don't think you can ever go wrong putting Thousand Island on a burger. I thought it almost needed a little sriracha, more sriracha there for a second. But I don't think it does. I think it's good. I think it's perfect. So I'm going to set these aside and we're going to move on to the next step, which is we're going to go ahead and make some bacon for the top of these burgers. Okay, so my next step was to fry up some bacon, which I did in my pan here. I went ahead and took it out, put it on a plate, and then I left a little bit of our bacon grease in there because we want to use our buns. Sop this up, and then we're going to have some toasty buns so that they don't get soggy. So I'm going to toast all these up, and then we'll move on to our cheese. All right, now comes the exciting part. We get to fry up some cheese, but first I forgot to mention, because we are going to do this like a jalapeno popper, I also sliced up some fresh jalapenos. And if you're worried about them being too hot, you can always slice them long ways and de-seed them and, you know, take the pith out and wash them before you put them on your burger. I just kind of sliced them a little bit. I did get rid of some of the seeds, but anyway, I've got a couple of eggs here that I've just beaten. I have some panko breadcrumbs, and I also have some regular breadcrumbs that I made from scratch this morning, and I will post a link to that video up above. And I'm just going to add in oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to put the panko in there, but that's okay. We're going to mix this around. What I wanted to mix in here was this. I bought some Slap Yo Mama. I bought this for something else, but I thought it would be good to mix in with the breadcrumbs just for a little bit of extra spice. All right. I better stop there. This stuff is pretty spicy. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is take my cheese. Now I've got 3 types of cheese here. So I really want to use the pepper jack since we're doing like the jalapeno popper, but I also, just to kind of see what it would taste like, I was going to try this on some other ones, is I've got a smoked Gouda, which I think if you don't like jalapeno poppers and you just want to do the bacon, the smoked Gouda would be perfect with that. And I've also got a black pepper cheese here, but I'm going to start with my pepper jack, and we want to give this 2 coatings just to make sure it's extra crispy. So I'm going to dip it in my beaten egg. And then I'm going to dip it in my regular breadcrumbs. And because these are fine, this is going to give it a much more even coating than our panko is. And then once that's evenly coated, you want to do this twice. We're going to dip it back in our egg mixture and then into our panko. So the panko is what's going to make it extra crispy. I love panko. So those are just Japanese breadcrumbs, but they make everything a little bit crispier. I'm just kind of pressing the crumbs down in there, going along the sides here. And then I'm going to pop this open, and I'm going to drop my cheese right down in the fryer. I'll give my hands a quick rinse. And you want to keep a really close eye on cheese when you're frying it. So I'm going to use my fork here. I just want to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. I want to kind of make sure it raises to the top. And you can always make your own homemade mozzarella cheese sticks, and you just buy the cheese sticks like you get, like the kids like, the string cheese, and you do the same thing. You bread them the same way, and you can make your own at home. So I just kind of watch, and as soon as it kind of looks like it's coming out the side, which it already is, I'm going to pull it out. So that's how fast this is going to go. Now I'm going to continue breading and frying these, and it won't be too long. We'll be ready to assemble our burger. All right, here comes the moment of truth. It is time to build our burger, but first let me introduce a special guest I have with me today. This is my husband, Mark.
How you doing?
I don't want to put this big thing in my mouth. My mouth isn't big enough.
Yeah, I'll do it.
We're going to let Mark taste our burger, right? All right, so we're going to layer this up with some sauce that we made first. Need lots of sauce, right? He's a little nervous because he doesn't like hot stuff like I do. He knows I made that sauce spicy. We're going to put a little lettuce on here. Look at that. Look how pretty that is.
Nice.
Little tomato. Little tomato. Little bit of jalapeno. Because this is a jalapeno popper burger, right? Just take a bite there. It's a jalapeno popper burger, so I have to put it on there. A little bit of bacon. A little bit of bacon. He likes a lot of bacon. We'll put a lot of bacon on there for him. Cover up the jalapenos that he's trying to do. A burger. Look how big this burger is. And our cheese patty. And the top of our bun. Look at that. What do you think? See, I can't get my mouth around that. We had to bring you on. There you go. I should have squished your bun. It was so much prettier beforehand. We'll have to make another one just to photograph. We'll give it a try. Don't keep the people waiting.
Really?
You got to say that looks better than Hardee's.
Oh, yeah.
You can get your mouth around it. Oh, my goodness. Look at the cheese squishing out. Look at that. That's what you need. Look at all the cheese coming out. Cheese and bacon.
That's good.
That's all you got to say about it? That's good.
I love you.
We're going to rename this burger How to Get a Man.
How to keep him.
Maybe I want more than one.
I might want more of these too.
Ladies, here's how you know if your men like your food. If they go in for a second bite, you don't even have to ask them if they like it. That's how I always know. If he goes for a second bite, then I know it's good. Do you like that? Good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed that. So if you have a recipe that you want to see on my show, or maybe you've seen something crazy at a fast food restaurant like this, whatever it may be, drop it in the comments below. Let me know. I'd be happy to make it. And I thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.